Hi there, and welcome back to another episode of Tech Tuesday. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you know when we upload a new video. As always, I'm MJ, Product Support Manager here at JBS Equipment. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to replace a broken or damaged wheel stud. This is going to apply to pretty much everything that we make. All right, let's get to it. When it comes to removing or replacing a wheel stud, most of the time this process all starts the same. We need to remove the wheel hub. Now, if your machine does not have brakes and you can kind of see just this pattern, no hub, go ahead, take your punch and your ginormal hammer, or as I like to call it, a knockometer, knock the wheel stud out. But as you can see, this machine has brakes. It's also a lowrider, which has a spin-on hubcap, which is a little bit different than a lot of our machines. So, in order to remove this hub assembly, we need to remove this bearing retainer. If yours doesn't look like this and your cap didn't just thread on, check out the video linked in the description below, labeled How to Adjust Your Wheel Bearings, and I go over a more common style looking one that you might find on a smaller machine like an E-Series. Let's pop this bolt out. Lovely, lovely grease. This one here, crack this loose. These are never really tight. They should never be tight. Okay. Back this off. We'll pop this out of here, or we'll thread this on, show you what this looks like. So this is your little locking washer that those bolts index off of. That holds this nut from backing off. Pop this out of here. Okay, pop that out. Now what I like to do is go ahead and pull this forward just a little bit, and then pull it back, and that makes it so you can grab your washer. That's quite nicely stuck in here. There we go. Grease is sticky. And then maybe even the bearing. No, a little bit more. So pop this out. There we go. That allows you to pop the bearing out. Now, warning. This hub is incredibly heavy. I suggest getting a friend, coworker, help you lift this off, or if you have the ability, wrap a strap around it, lift it up. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, let's do that. Okay, grab our crane remote, pick up on it a little bit. Now, when you go to slide this out, just be careful not to drag the seal across the spindle. And we'll, okay. Gentle. There we go. I'll just take this and put this down. Definitely heavy and awkward. Slip this off of here. Just like that. Also, I like to throw a little bit of plywood on the ground just so we don't get any dirt in there or chip up any paint or concrete. Okay, take your favorite large punch and 4-pound mini sledge, knockometer, grab this, and whale away. Boom, just like that. Okay, making sure that, as mentioned before, this flat spot faces out. Drop it back in. You'll kind of wiggle it. You'll feel the splines kind of line up. Then, like before, take a good sized punch, your favorite hammer, and whale away. The tone changes and it feels different when this is seated. Just make sure that this wheel stud is all the way flush in here before we start putting everything back together. Okay, now get this all back together. Firstly, obviously, we need to put the hub back on. All right, now we got the hub on there. We're going to take our wheel bearing. Make sure we don't get any of that gunk in there. That's icky. Hold on. Uno momento, por favor. Let's wipe all this garbage out of here. There. We don't want any of that in there. Now we can put the wheel bearing back in. Okay. Pop that on there. She's a little snug. And then our washer. Now this washer's got a little indexing key that lines up with the spindle. Pop that on. Take our retaining nut. Spin that on. Much like the hub nut, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Okay, once that's up against there, try and get some of the grease off your hands. And we're going to go ahead and snug this nut up real nice and tight. What we need to do here, snug this up tight so it sets the bearings. Oh, it's awkward to use. Get there. Okay, snug, and then back it off. Give this a hang, just a little bit of tension. I'm gonna put this on here. We're gonna find a set that it lines up with. I'll go a little bit tighter, right to there. Put our bolts in. Now these little retaining bolts do not need to be super tight. I suggest about 1 ugga dugga, or 12 foot-pounds if we're counting. That's it. And we'll spin our cover back on. I'll just tighten that up with the pipe wrench and we're good to go. Well, that's how you replace a wheel stud on your piece of JBS equipment. Be sure to like and follow us on our social media platforms. And if you have a video idea that you'd like to see, drop it in the comment section below.